So with this massive insurgence of anti-meta TellarKnights, yes, I've used TellarKnights as an anti-meta deck. You know, Summoned in Ebb Set 5 is a very real threat to a lot of people in this game, and a lot of players will insult pretty much every TellarKnight player for that pun, as, you know, Summoned in Ebb Set 5, get Denko blown out. One of the things that TellarKnights actually has a problem with, TellarKnights have a decent blue matchup, decent Burning Abyss matchup. What matchup does the deck have the most trouble with? It's not itself, but it is itself. TellarKnights actually are really lackluster in the anti-meta mirror, whether it be heroes, you know, stun-based decks, anti-meta gadgets. One of the things I found through testing is it's just that the deck gets blown out by decks that generate advantage in a more fathomable source than itself. You know, it's cool you can go Trevere and shit against other anti-meta decks. I'll pick up all my spells and traps. I don't give a fuck, you know? Just reset them on the next turn. You know, you lose to Deep Prison. Like, as bad as it is, terrible cards are the reason why that deck gets blown up. So it's actually good in a sense that TellarKnights, being an anti-meta deck, with more numbers is actually, like I said, important. It's because other decks going into a 12-round tournament, as long as they play nothing but TellarKnights for a good chunk of the day, those anti-meta decks can succeed. And this is something that a lot of people kind of don't realize. Corey McDuffie had the same theory. You know, he's like, we're going into a tournament with a bunch of Burning Abyss. As long as I plan to play nothing but Burning Abyss all day, I'll be fine. If anti-meta could, I guess, think on the same concept, it's not a good concept, not by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, one guy in a 1,100-man tournament would probably, you know, get a good number of TellarKnights. And something that he might not realize is he's got a decent matchup against it because of your anti-meta cards, such as, not necessarily Floodgates, but things like Debriz and Mirror Force. General destructive outs such as that really do give TellarKnights a problem. And I see TellarKnights bricking more than any other deck. As bad as that actually is to say. The deck tries to win based on its floodgates, but your floodgates can't do anything against other anti-meta decks. Now, the problem with the current format is lack of good cards. And by lack of good cards, I mean lack of good versatility, you know, generic cards. The thing that a lot of the stun-based decks and shit like that needed were generic cards. And it's something that's kind of disappeared from the face of the planet, was said generic cards, because Konami doesn't like floodgates. We've seen this. There's pretty much, they're all at one. Like, go look at the ban list. You know, good shit like this, limited to one, because, you know, fuck every good Yu-Gi-Oh player that ever wanted to play floodgates. So, at the end of the day, I believe that TellarKnights' worst matchup is anti-meta itself. You know, anti-meta is supposed to do what anti-meta does, but however, anti-meta has good one-for-ones. Something a lot of players don't see. So guys, you know the drill. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about my upbeat theory. Proceed to hand me my ass in the comments section whether or not you think it's good or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm just voicing my opinion on what I feel is right or wrong. So, leave away. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up this video to show your support. And please check out Vanguard 40 for Cardfight Vanguard, M-Kohl Games for miscellaneous trading card games, and No Limit Gaming for a brand new series of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for watching.